Oh, hey! How you guys doing? Good morning. It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. It's a fine day today. Gonna get a lot of stuff done today. As you guys know, yesterday I did a shopping day. I went to Harbor Freight Tools to get my ramps finally, and went over to Walmart and got a whole bunch of batteries, you know. So those are things that I needed to get done because I needed batteries for the lawn tractors that I'm about to fix, and also replace batteries into lawn tractors that I stole batteries out of to fix lawn tractors. So I have good lawn tractors out there that don't have batteries, so now I got them. In the interim, I sold some more things overnight on eBay. Problem with the big things is that you got to find boxes that'll fit it. Then insulate them with paper and all that. Weigh it, measure it, pay for the shipping, and hopefully you'll get it out before Quinn moseys on down to my area to pick up my packages. But very profitable though, even though I didn't do anything yet, you know. Kohler Courage muffler pipe, $23. With the bolts and the gasket. Pull-on Pro chainsaw that I found on the street that didn't work. Took it apart. Sold this for, this is the brake handle, right? 17? This is the big one. Craftsman LT1000 steering column with the sector gear. Complete. $57. But it'll probably cost me 20 bucks to ship. Whatever, man. It's junk to me. But I'll make $30 off of this crap. People just throw this stuff out. Now, yesterday my video was only me going shopping. I didn't fix anything, right? But that video overnight has over 650 views. So I think the draw of it was $39.99 for loading steel ramps. That's a steal. That, get it? Steel ramps? Yeah, that's a good deal, man. And if any of you guys need that coupon, man, you can scour the internet to find one that hasn't expired yet. Or you can just email me. My email and contact information is in the description of every one of my videos. So you can email me. I'll send you the coupon. Or you can just take that number down, give it to them, and you'll get it for $39.99. Very interesting situation happened yesterday. Mailbag. Unfortunately, this is for my wife. I only got one box. Mm. 40 feet garden extension cable cord. I need this for my Greenworks dethatcher when it comes. I have like another 100, so if I'm going to be doing dethatching my backyard with an electric corded Greenworks dethatcher, I'm going to need some long cords. So while I find a box for this big hunk of steel, I don't think I'm going to get it ready because Quinn the mailman just dropped by to drop off those packages. So he's going to be around the corner pretty soon to come and do the regular mail by foot. So I'm not going to be able to package this stuff for today's shipment. So that's kind of a thing where you got to kind of time out when your mailman's coming so that you could get the packages ready for delivery. Anyhow, you know what he just did for me? He just did for me a new outro with Quinn the mailman. Yeah. As you guys know from yesterday's episode, I got a stamper, return address stamper from Vistaprint. As you saw, it didn't really come out clear. Well, I let it be known to Vistaprint that it sucks. You can't even see the stamp when you're stamping, you know? Their service is fantastic. They're sending me another one. And they better make sure that that ink stamp is nice and wet. You know what I mean? Another thing is, I got this package yesterday, see? And it was so strange. When I got it, I opened it up, and it was an electric stove. You know, this portable small electric stove has the coil on the thing. You plug it in the wall, and you could, like, cook in an apartment or something like that. A small little thing. Anyway, I couldn't figure out who sent that to me and why anybody would send that to me. You know what I mean? So then when I went to bed last night, my eBay notified me that my tarp was delivered. You know, the 10 by 10 gray tarp that I was going to put over my shed that has a busted roof to fix it. I'm like, I didn't get a tarp. Oh, but wait a minute. I got that stove that's about the same price. The guy who was supposed to send me the tarp also sells a stove at the same exact price. So by mistake, he sent me a stove instead of the tarp. So I emailed him and I says, hey, are you some kind of numbnut or something? You sent me a stove instead of the tarp that I needed. And so now I guess he might send me the tarp and I get to keep the stove, which is good because my son could use it in his, when he goes back to school. If he goes back to school, you know? So you can do some cooking. So today is a beautiful day. I'm going to get this Toro out there and take some pictures so I can list it, right? And guess what? I'm going to push one of those two Murrays in here and see if we can get one of them started. Since my van is blocking the way, I thought about just driving it up this patch of yard here and out that way. But it looks like my neighbor Hope, the guy's back to pick up that canister or pod. That's some machine, huh? That thing's powered by a, look like a Honda horizontal shaft engine, you know, the power of pumps for the hydraulics. I mean, it had these stands that came down to hold it in place, and then that arm that lifts up like that, and that's, I mean, other than this, I've never seen a contraption like that. You know, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so look, I thought that maybe I was just going to drive this onto the lawn and get it out of here, but then when I push in the other tractor, right, I'm going to have to move the van anyway, so I'm just going to move the van and drive it out. Great tractor. Runs real nice. Transmission on this thing runs great. Really cleaned up nice, huh? Anyway, so next victim. Should it be this one? Or should it be this one? I really would like to get this out of the way. I think it has to be this one. No deck. So I just took a few minutes to have a heart attack. While it still rolled pretty well, I'm not in the best of shape. I know I don't look fat or anything, but lack of exercise or anything like that, you're going to be out of shape, you know. But let's check this out. The whole thing wobbles like crazy, though. As you can see, it's got no deck, obviously. This whole assembly, the dash assembly, is so loose from the... Yeah, it's missing a few bolts to hold this thing down. Nothing that can't be fixed, you know. Throttle moves, chokes correctly. It's got a key. Oh, but it's like seized. I can't even turn the key. Oh, man. This is gonna take a while, I think. The engine is a 14.5 overhead valve. Ooh. Turns and has compression. And I could hear the belt grabbing onto the pulleys for the drive. So, hey, if I could get an engine out of here, that'd be great. Body's kind of rough. It's got... The Earl is okay. It's not bad. It's not black, you know what I mean? It's clean, too. Got plenty of it, too. So I'm going to have to oil up that ignition switch because the key won't turn, see? So it's probably been sitting for a long time. Long time. I'm just going to spray some penetrating oil right into the keyhole. See if that loosens up just a little bit. In the meantime, I guess I'm going to try to put a battery in here. So I actually took the key out. Sprayed more penetrating oil right into the keyhole. Just work it back and forth, see if it'll click or turn. I don't want to break the key because keys are pretty valuable. If I just work it back and forth, it'll eventually move. Looks like it's moving already. No, not yet. There's no cap on top of the steering wheel. There's no access cover panel on the bottom. Check this out. Click. Tension to start. Click. Tension to start. It's loosening up and it's turning now. It's getting kind of smooth. Now I'm going to put a battery in. So it's an absolutely beautiful day. And as you guys know, my bro, Andy from Jericho. What's he doing? Let's go find out.
Hello everybody in TV land. I'm Andy from Jericho. And I'm here with my toy dude, Super Bronco. I'm going to make my toy build even faster, better today. How do I do that, you ask? Two things. First, I'm going to use the great products from Lucas Oil. Injectant cleaner, octane booster, fuel system cleaner. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Secondly, how else are we going to do it? Why, with these decals, of course. You watch. See what I mean? Instant gratification. So go out and get yourself some stickers, some decals and some Lucas Oil products. Now, back to Henry with his regular scheduled programming. Be safe, everybody.
That's right. Go buy yourself some stickers. Help support the channel. Buy a sticker. Go follow my boy Andy over at Anavat Customs on Instagram. Now, let's get this going.
Ooh, it's got the terminal nuts and bolts. Bonus. I've got one of my 160 CCA ones. And looks like negative is on this side, positive is on that side. That reaches and that reaches. So I'll get to work on attaching those terminals. Just like that. Batteries installed. Now that a battery's installed, all we have to do is try to crank it. Because if it cranks, right, it means that the solenoid, the ignition switch, and the starter works. So we're just going to crank it and see. I'm not sitting on it. I'm not stepping on anything. Nothing. So now I'm going to... I'm not going to sit on it. Yeah, you know what? I'll sit on it. Sit on it, Ralph! Brake. The parking brake doesn't work, you know? There's a lot of things wrong with this thing. It's raggedy and all that. Anyway, so here we go. Ooh! Clicks. It cranked the motor. Good sign. It's just not cranking very fast though. I'm going to test the voltage of the battery. So I tested the voltage. The voltage was 12.1. So I'm thinking that this was the battery that was in my truck for the winch. And I've used it and never recharged it again. So it was kind of weak. So I've got it on starting mode right now on the battery. And it's giving it the most amps you could give it. So let's see if it turns faster now. Better. Let's remove the, because obviously there's no fuel line connected to it, right? There's obviously no gas in here because there's no fuel line. See the condition of the gas tank. Yeah, needs to be taken out and blown out because it's dirty. But I'm happy to see that the solenoid starter and ignition switch work. That's a load off right there. Also, if you look at the bottom of the carburetor, what do you see? That's right, the fuel solenoid. Hate those damn things. It doesn't even have a fuel air cleaner either. Let's see if this clicks. It does click. I hear it. Okay, I'm going to let the battery charge a little bit. Then we'll spray some go-go juice into the carb and see if it turns over. Just put some air in all four tires. Seems like they hold air. And actually the rears are 20s. Doesn't look like 20s. But it's a 20-inch diameter, 8-inch wide on an 8-inch rim. Gonna spray a little go-go juice in there. It's just starting fluid. Let's off choke it so it opens the flap. Choke it again. Should be on this side because you need to break it. It's only been charging for like 5 minutes. Ooh, it kind of turned over a little. promising. Definitely has compression. And it's starting to crank a little better. There we go. Saw stuff fly out of here, leaves and stuff. Well, leaves don't just naturally get in there. It's probably a small little rat's nest in there. It's not too bad, but it's in there. While it's charging for another try on the ignition, let's plug this hole up and remove the two front ones with some 3/8 ratchet. You can see the leaves coming out underneath there. The other rear ones are going to be more difficult to get out because you need a wrench. I'm going to remove these 1/4-inch screws to remove the starter gear guard. And of course this won't fit. To get the dipstick out. Dipstick? Cletus, you dipstick!
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick. A 14-karat dipstick.
It's a metal ring gear on the starter. And here we go. Let's see what's in here. Oh, it's not bad. Just for you enthusiasts, this is a 287-707 engine. 287-707. Gonna get some Toolbox Buddy, which is equivalent to WD-40 from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Always want to oil the starter in between the sections. Just let it soak a little bit, lubricate a little bit better, and I'm going to blow that out. We're going to make use of our time while we're waiting for the battery to charge. Cleaned out the engine compartment from the rat's nest, even though it wasn't too bad, but there was still a lot of debris in there. And I need one of these stubby screwdrivers, see, to remove the gas tank. I'm removing a gas tank because I see that there's a lot of stuff in there, and you can't have fuel that has stuff in it, you know? It looks like the fuel line that was disconnected from the carburetor is hanging there, so let's see the condition of the fuel line. So they definitely don't make it easy for you, you know, to remove the gas tank, even though it is only 2 screws. Nevertheless, it's in an area where it's a bad spot, you know? So you need stubby screwdrivers just to get something in there to remove. They're like wood screws. They're not like threaded too closely, so it's relatively easy to remove like that. What the heck? Is there another one? Holy cow. There's another screw all the way inside there. There's no way I'm going to be able to get in there. Do I have to remove all of this just to get that out? Well, that's a terrible design, guys. Terrible. Holy cow. What can you do, right? You gotta remove it. I mean, I want to clean out the gas tank. Not gonna run if you have a dirty gas tank. Can't get stuff out unless you flip the whole tractor upside down to get the stuff out. You gotta do what you gotta do. I know it's a pain, but you know, it must be done. Holy cow. Stuff flying all over the place. I have no idea where the screw is. Oh, whatever. Got lots of screws. And then there's the hidden one here. Finally, it's happened to me. Ugh. There be the gas tank. And there be like powder and black the cap lining. I think that's it. Gonna blow it out with my air compressor. Hold it upside down. Blow through here. The hose is clear. Brushed off the gas tank a little bit. I'm going to put the side pods back on now. put some gas in here. Connected the fuel line. Let's see if it leaks. I'd be amazed if it didn't leak. It's just a little bit of fuel in there just to see if it leaks. So far so good. My battery's going to run out soon, so I'm just going to start it real quick, see if it works. Here we go. How about that, huh? Runs good. No smoke. No smoke yet. This is idle. All the way down. Amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Stokage. No leaks. Started right up. That's it for today. Moved this from the backyard, pushed it into the garage, and just with a little bit of triage, cleaned the gas tank, put a new battery in, greased the starter motor, checked the oil, blew a little bit of go-go juice in there, saw that it cranked over, ignition switch, solenoid, and the starter all work great. Cleaned out the gas tank, connected, put fuel in it, started right up. This is idle. Awesome. So there's no deck to this, so I don't really know what to do with it, you know. Needs to be buttoned up, of course. I'll do that tomorrow. This whole assembly here is so wobbly and stuff, but tomorrow we'll see if this thing runs. But so runs as in drives forward and backwards. But today we got this engine running, and it's running pretty good. I'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Because the UPS guy screwed this up. I'm going to see you next time on Mowers and Blowers.